Since the coronavirus pandemic hit, there have been increasing reports of anti-Asian discrimination, including in schools. Last month, the New York City Commission on Human Rights launched a 2-month campaign aimed at educating the public on racism. But as schools weigh whether or not to open their doors in the fall, parents of Asian American children say they fear that school might not be a safe place when it reopens. NewsHour Weekend Special Correspondent Simon Ostrowski has our report.
For every parent, their child's safety is the #1 priority, and every mom and dad is wondering what precautions are going to be put in place when schools eventually reopen. But for parents of Asian children, there's another worry on top of everything else.
In the weeks and months that preceded school closures and stay-at-home orders, there was a spike of an epidemic of a different kind in classrooms around the country.
The latest target, a young boy from the San Fernando Valley.
A young person was bullied in his middle school, physically attacked, and accused of having the coronavirus simply because he was Asian American.
Racially motivated harassment against Asian pupils ranging from teasing to physical attacks. Their classmates blaming them for the spread of coronavirus based solely on their appearance. Now, Asian American parents are asking how their children can safely go back to class next fall.
I'm not confident that the DOE is going to create a safe environment for children of color, particularly Asian children at this time.
In April, the FBI warned it was concerned about the potential for hate crimes around the country against minorities perceived to be responsible for the spread of the virus. America's largest school district, New York City, which carefully tracks instances of bullying, said there was an increase in the weeks leading up to the lockdown. But Deputy Chancellor Adrienne Austin refused to divulge to NewsHour Weekend the specific numbers of bias-based bullying incidents.
We saw a trend prior to going to remote learning. We were seeing a trend of bias-based instances against our Asian communities.
Jaime Huynh is a 16-year-old high school student in the Bronx, New York. She told NewsHour Weekend she struggled to get administrators to react after a fellow classmate lashed out at her with a virus-related insult when she refused to let the student copy her completed homework assignment.
I just chose not to give it to him because I worked really hard on it. And so he said, "Oh, that's why you have corona." And then people just around me just started laughing. And I just felt really like I didn't know what to do.
This incident might not sound terribly serious taken on its own. But for Jaime, it came after weeks of overhearing chatter in the school corridors about Asians eating bats and rats and being, quote, dirty.
The incidents really vary depending on age level and severity. Sometimes it could be a child just repeating words that they've heard, and then others may be more deliberate, which could escalate to things that may be considered a hate crime. So it runs the gamut.
In New York as a whole, the Human Rights Commission recorded 145 complaints of anti-Asian bias and harassment since February, compared to just 11 for the same period last year. Not all rose to the level of a hate crime, but among the 18 that did, a disturbing trend.
What stood out to us was that of the perpetrators, more than 1/3 are teenagers. And so that's why we really want to reach them.
With attacks against Asians so widespread among minors, New York's Office of Hate Crime Prevention urged the city's Department of Education to put together a how-to guide for dealing with incidences of biased bullying before school doors swung back open. Here's the office's expert on education, Daria Weissman, describing the project to an Asian American advocacy group in a conference call in May.
Early in the outbreak, we had first in the office started hearing stories of COVID-related bias and hate crimes. We wanted to put something together, a list of resources for educators so they could actually speak to their students to address and also to anticipate problems thinking about when students re-enter the physical classroom.
The guide, which is downloadable from the New York City Hall website and is available to educators everywhere, points teachers to resources like this article describing how a Chinese doctor pioneered an early medical mask or practical advice on countering extremism online.
What we're seeing right now is definitely not unique to New York City, although that being said, it's happening in cities in which there's a significant Asian population. So New York, San Francisco Bay Area, and Los Angeles would be the three probably the most prominent.
Experts and educators say social media and comments overheard from parents help fuel narratives about who's to blame for the virus. They also say language used by the president early on in the crisis didn't help either.
I talk about the Chinese virus, and I mean it. That's where it came from.
So how concerned should parents be about schoolyard teasing that targets children's identities?
This is life or death. I mean, for students who internalize bullying, who internalize discrimination, we see an increase in the number of suicides amongst kids. And on the other hand, for kids who go unaddressed, where this hatred goes unaddressed and it festers, we see instances where adults take the lives of other people based on discrimination.
One brutal incident that is being addressed is the March 28th attack on a 51-year-old Asian woman on a Bronx bus, in which several teenage girls accused her of spreading the virus.
They ended up attacking her, and she had to get stitches on her head.
Elizabeth O. Young runs a program for New York youth that aims to resolve hate crimes through out-of-court mediation instead of relying on the criminal justice system alone. She told NewsHour Weekend the perpetrators of the bus attack would be able to avoid a criminal record by participating in her 10-week anti-bias educational program.
What do you say to people who say this is just a slap on the wrist for violent perpetrators with a hateful mindset?
If you bring a complaint, the first time these young offenders are not likely to get much of a punishment, in fact, a slap on the wrist. The victim, who is a 51-year-old woman, is so supportive of the youth participating in this program. She wants assurance that they're not going to do this again, that they understand why it was wrong. And that's what I think our project will definitely accomplish.
Parents like Yuli Shu hope that whenever school doors open again, her children and others will be entering a safe space.
My first distinct experience was when I was 5 in our suburban Ohio neighborhood, and other children throwing verbal slurs, racial slurs at me, as well as rocks in my face. Yeah, so these are definitely things I would hope my children never experience.